kindergarten friends, it's Mrs. Rogers. I'm at home and I was looking through the books on my bookshelf to try to pick something out that I could share with you. And the other day I saw one of the stories that Mrs. Bradstreet shared with you, and she was talking about retelling a story by first making a movie in your head while you listen to a story. And I thought that was a great idea. You make a movie in your head and think about who's in the story and what are they doing and where are they. If you think about all those things and make that movie in your head, then later you can tell that story back to somebody else. So I thought we would practice that today. I'm going to read you a story called The Napping House, and you make a movie in your head. I'm going to make a movie in my head too, even though I'm looking right at those pictures. And then we're going to see if I can retell the story without the book. So here we go. Come take a look at my book. The Napping House by Audrey Wood. I'm looking at the cover. I see an older lady, a boy, and a dog, and they're all sleeping on that bed. The bed looks kind of like it's bending. I hope it's not going to break. And the title is The Napping House. Napping, that means people are sleeping. So let's take a look and find out what happens. There is a house, a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And in that house, there is a bed, a cozy bed in a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And on that bed, there is a granny, a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And on that granny, there is a child, a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And on that child, there is a dog, a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And on that dog, there is a cat, a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And on that cat, there is a mouse, a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And on that mouse, there is a flea. Can it be? A wakeful flea. A wakeful flea on a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. A wakeful flea who bites the mouse, who scares the cat, who claws the dog, who thumps the child, who bumps the granny, who breaks the bed, in a napping house where no one now is sleeping. So did you take a movie of what was happening in your head? Think about the people and the animals that were in the story. There was a granny and a child. Let's see, there was a dog and a cat and a mouse and a flea. And everybody was sleeping except just the flea. And let's see, something happened. The flea bites the mouse, and then the mouse wakes up the cat, and the cat wakes up the dog, and the dog wakes up the boy, and the boy wakes up the granny, and granny breaks the bed. So I can picture all of that in my head. Let's see, I found some pictures that can help us retell the story. There's a bed in a house where everybody is sleeping, taking a nap. First, there was a granny sleeping on the bed. And then there was a boy sleeping, although they don't look like they're sleeping in my pictures. And then there was a dog. I'll put him upside down like he's sleeping. And then there was a cat. And then there was a mouse. And then there was a flea. And all these guys were asleep, but not him. He bites the mouse, wakes him up. And that wakes up the cat. And that wakes up the dog. And that wakes up the boy. And that wakes up the granny, and she breaks the bed. So taking movies in your head while you listen to a story will help you to be able to retell the story. I hope you guys had fun with this one, and maybe we'll do it again soon. Bye.